Would you like me to tell you one of the greatest secrets of the universe? There is a pattern, a harmony that you've felt but couldn't quite define, something you've seen but never truly noticed. This is the golden ratio, the perfect balance of the universe, its flawless harmony, and the mesmerizing formula behind everything. Have you ever thought about it? Could the same secret lie behind everything, from the simplest structures of nature to the magnificent cycles of galaxies? From Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa to the Egyptian pyramids, from the arrangement of petals on a flower to the spiral of seashells, there is something that connects all of these. It's not just a mathematical equation, it's the universal language of beauty, harmony, and aesthetics. Once you discover the golden ratio, you'll start seeing everything in a new light. What you see will make sense, and what you feel will fill you with awe. This is not just a concept, it's a map hidden within the universe. And today, we're going to explore this map together. In this video, we'll start from the origins of the golden ratio, examining how it exists in everything from nature to art, from architecture to the human body, and why it exists. You won't just learn about it, you'll also see how this knowledge reflects in your own life. So I ask you, are you ready to discover the perfect balance of the universe? If you are, as you subscribe to the channel, let's take our first step into the captivating world of the golden ratio. The golden ratio is not just a discovery of modern science or mathematics. It is an ancient secret, a universal guide quietly followed by ancient civilizations. So where does this secret come from? The golden ratio takes its roots from nature itself. When we look at nature, we notice that everything, from the arrangement of a flower's petals to the branches of a tree, grows according to a specific pattern. Let's begin with the sunflower. The seeds of a sunflower form a spiral. This spiral is in harmony with the Fibonacci sequence, which mathematically defines the golden ratio. The arrangement of each seed is organized in such a way as to capture sunlight in the most efficient manner. Nature is the product of a plan far from coincidence. But is this just a game of nature? No. Let's look at human-made wonders. The pyramids of Giza in ancient Egypt. These incredible structures were built in accordance with the golden ratio. The ratio between the base and the height of the pyramids leads us directly to this mathematical perfection. The ancient Egyptians used this balance not just for aesthetic purposes, but to create universal meaning and energy. Let's take a look at Leonardo da Vinci's masterpieces. The mysterious harmony of Mona Lisa's face, or the perfect proportions of the Vitruvian Man. Da Vinci used the golden ratio not just as a tool, but as the soul of his works. He integrated this ratio into his art not just for appearance, but for the harmony that could be felt as well. This ratio extends from music to architecture. In Mozart's compositions, the columns of the Parthenon, and even in modern designs, we can find this harmony. People, often unknowingly, search for beauty and perfect harmony in the golden ratio. But does this ratio only exist in the outside world? No. Look at the human body. From our DNA to the length of our fingers, we carry traces of the golden ratio. Even the human face is designed with this mathematical perfection. The closer a face is to the golden ratio, the more attractive people find it. What does all of this mean? The golden ratio is not just a theory or a mathematical equation, but the language of the universe. And this language echoes throughout every corner of the universe. The design of nature, human creativity, and even our own bodies are all part of this harmony. At this point, I invite you to a thought. Is the golden ratio just a standard of beauty, or is it a map of order in our lives? When you begin to notice this ratio in your life, you may find that you're not only looking at the world around you in a new way, but also seeing your inner world differently. Because the perfect balance of the universe is not only in the outer world, it is also within you. Now, take a deep breath and look around the world. Wherever you are, try to see this order. And remember, discovering the golden ratio is as much about understanding yourself as it is about unraveling the secrets of the universe. On this incredible journey, you will open a new door with every step. Are you ready? Let's continue. Imagine walking through a forest. Each leaf on the ground, the patterns created by the light filtering through the branches, the distant sound of birds. Everything is somehow in perfect balance, isn't it? This balance is the silent melody of the golden ratio. Let's take a pine cone as an example. When you examine the spiral patterns on the cone, you will directly see the golden ratio. Even the patterns on the outer shell of a pineapple carry this mathematical harmony. Nature has woven the golden ratio thread by thread within what might seem like chaotic order. Now let's turn to a big city. Look around you. The columns of an ancient cathedral, the design of a modern skyscraper or a bridge, many of these contain the golden ratio, knowingly or unknowingly. Because this ratio offers not just aesthetics, but also strength and functionality. One of the most striking examples of this principle is Michelangelo's famous creation of Adam, fresco in the Sistine Chapel. The ratio between God's hand and Adam's hand marks the golden ratio. This ratio is not merely an aesthetic choice, it is also the reflection of a divine order in art. But what about ourselves? We can see that humans, not just in their bodies, but also in their choices and relationships, strive to reach this balance. Have you ever noticed that sometimes certain things just feel right? This feeling may come from our inner ability to capture this ratio. I invite you to think, is there a place in your life where you feel that balance is missing? An area where things just don't seem harmonious? How about looking for the traces of the golden ratio in those areas? Perhaps, when making a decision or solving a problem, recognizing this harmony could be the key to finding a solution. Remember, the golden ratio is not just about seeing, but about feeling. When you notice the balance in nature, you may also learn how to fix the disharmony in your own life, because the perfect balance of the universe is also an inner guide. Now close your eyes and imagine that everything around you carries this harmony. You are on the verge of unraveling the secret of this perfect ratio that is part of nature, art, life, and even yourself. Let's continue this journey together. Have you ever stood in front of a work of art and felt mesmerized? As if your eyes couldn't pull away from its beauty, your soul sensing that unique harmony? This is no accident. The golden ratio is a secret embedded in the heart of art and architecture throughout history. Let's take a look at Leonardo da Vinci's Vitruvian Man. This famous drawing is a masterpiece that explains the proportions of the human body through the golden ratio. While Da Vinci reveals the natural beauty and perfect harmony of the human body, he is also showing us the perfection of the universe. Art, by using the golden ratio, appeals not only to our eyes, but also to our souls. The famous smile of the Mona Lisa creates a sense of peace and balance stemming from the golden ratio in her composition. This smile has an almost hypnotic effect on the viewer. The same magic exists in architecture. From the pyramids of ancient Egypt to the Parthenon in Athens, you can find the golden ratio in the world's most impressive structures. The ratio of the columns on the Parthenon's facade is based on the golden ratio. This ratio gives the building not only a magnificent appearance, but also a structural solidity that stands the test of time. We also see the effects of this principle in modern architecture. Famous architects like Frank Lloyd Wright frequently use the golden ratio in their designs. Even Apple's iconic logo is based on these principles. This shows us how beauty and functionality can coexist. What do you think? What is behind the fact that a building or work of art affects you so deeply? Maybe it's the invisible hands of the golden ratio pulling you in. Because this ratio doesn't just create beauty, it also offers a sense of order and tranquility. Understanding the golden ratio can open a door not only to the outer world, but also to your own creativity. Perhaps, when you paint, create a design, or try to establish order in your life, you could use this ratio. Who knows, maybe it will awaken your inner artist with this secret. Now, look at a piece of art or an architectural structure. Can you find the traces of the golden ratio? If you can, you now understand more clearly the magic it creates. Now, let's continue this magical journey even deeper. Have you ever taken a close look at nature? The veins of a leaf, the petals of a flower, even the spiral of a seashell. There's a hidden order in all of these, and that order is the golden ratio itself. Look at the seed arrangement of a sunflower. The seeds are arranged in a spiral, and the ratio of these spirals is based on the golden ratio. This is not just aesthetic, it's also efficient. The way the seeds are arranged maximizes their exposure to sunlight, optimizing their growth. Nature always finds the most effective and beautiful solutions. We can see the same thing in seashells. When you look closely at a seashell called the nautilus, you'll notice a perfect spiral. This spiral follows the golden ratio. But this isn't just a mathematical order, it also dictates how the shell grows. Each new layer aligns perfectly with the previous one. When we move to the animal kingdom, the traces of the golden ratio appear again. The ratio between the wingspan and body size of an eagle, or between the fins and body of a whale, points to the golden ratio. This ratio allows them to move both aesthetically and functionally. What about the human body? Pay attention to the proportions of the human face. The position of the eyes, the distance between the nose and lips, all of these are shaped according to the golden ratio. That's why faces with this ratio are often perceived as more attractive. Our brains unconsciously detect this harmony and interpret it as beauty. Every corner of nature displays a flawless order and harmony, as if created by an artist's hand. That's why we find peace when walking in a forest, gazing at a mountain view, or examining a flower. Because this order speaks to us in a universal language, the language of the golden ratio. Now think for a moment. Can you see this order in your daily life, even without realizing it? Perhaps in a pine cone, maybe in a snowflake. The golden ratio doesn't just teach us about mathematical balance, but also about the perfect harmony of life. If you're ready, in the next step of this journey, we'll discover the secrets of the golden ratio in the human body together. Because the order of nature is not just around us, it's hidden within us too. Have you ever looked deeply at your own body when you glance into a mirror? The human body is not just a biological structure, it's also a reflection of the aesthetic order of the universe. The golden ratio permeates this perfect balance all the way down to each of our cells. Let's start with our face. The distance between our eyes, the width of our lips, and the length of our nose. All these proportions are surprisingly in harmony with the golden ratio. That's why some faces are perceived as perfect or more beautiful. Our brains subconsciously recognize this harmony and feel a natural attraction to it. Do you remember Leonardo da Vinci's Vitruvian Man? In this drawing, a human figure is placed inside both a square and a circle. Da Vinci wanted to show that the human body is designed according to the golden ratio. For example, the ratio of a person's height to the distance from their feet to their navel is approximately equal to the golden ratio. Similarly, even the lengths of our fingers follow this ratio. Let's take it a step further. Even our DNA carries the golden ratio. The ratio between the distance of two consecutive twists in the DNA helix and its diameter is approximately equal to the golden ratio. This shows that even the very building blocks of life are designed with this universal harmony. This isn't just about aesthetics, it's also about functionality. The human body, thanks to these proportions, maintains balance and moves most efficiently. The anatomy of our body showcases this mathematical harmony in every movement. Now pause and think. Is this order simply a physical harmony, or is it a deeper message from the universe? Perhaps the golden ratio is not just a mathematical formula, it's a guide inviting us to balance and harmony in every aspect of life. In the next section, we'll explore the fascinating impact of the golden ratio in art and architecture. Are you ready to learn how humanity has used this universal language to create immortal works of art throughout history? Let's continue. Throughout human history, the desire to capture beauty and harmony has guided artists and architects. This quest leads us to the magic of the golden ratio. Reflecting nature's perfect balance, this universal formula has been not only a guide, but also one of the foundational elements of human creativity. Let's consider Leonardo da Vinci's masterpiece, the Mona Lisa. This painting is not just a portrait, but a manifesto of the golden ratio. The proportions of Mona Lisa's face, the arrangement of the background, and even the overall structure of the composition are in harmony with this ratio. Perhaps this is why Mona Lisa has evoked a sense of mystery for centuries, deepening with every look. When we turn to architecture, one of the most striking examples is the Egyptian pyramids. The ratio between the base width and height of the Great Pyramid is remarkably close to the golden ratio. This suggests that even civilizations thousands of years ago understood this universal mathematics. Looking for an example from ancient Greece? The Parthenon. This magnificent structure was designed according to the principles of the golden ratio. The arrangement of the front columns, the relationships between the dimensions, and even the overall geometry of the building reflect this universal formula. That's why the Parthenon is not just a temple, but a symbol of balance and harmony that transcends time. In modern art, we see the golden ratio in the works of Salvador Dali. In fact, Dali consciously incorporated this ratio into his paintings, even titling some of his works as the golden section. The golden ratio is not just a source of inspiration from the past, but continues to inspire today. Modern architects and designers use this ratio to create stunning structures. For instance, the famous Sydney Opera House or the Chrysler Building in New York are contemporary representations of this universal harmony. Now, pause for a moment and think. Doesn't seeing this formula of the universe not only in nature but also in human creativity fill you with awe? The golden ratio is an aesthetic bridge inspired by nature. This bridge carries humanity's universal understanding of beauty from the past to the present. In the next section, we'll explore how the golden ratio is perfectly embedded in nature. Are you excited to see the dance of mathematics in nature? Let's continue. Nature is a living, breathing exhibition of the golden ratio. This mathematical order appears in every corner of life, from the petals of flowers to the rotation of galaxies. Nature not only teaches us the golden ratio, it also makes us feel and admire its presence. Think about a sunflower. Have you ever noticed the spiral arrangement of its seeds? These spirals align perfectly with the Fibonacci sequence, which is intrinsically linked to the golden ratio. Each seed is placed in perfect mathematical harmony with the others. This is how nature combines efficiency with beauty. What about seashells? The Nautilus shell is one of the most famous symbols of the golden ratio. Its spiral structure maintains a perfect proportion with each step of growth. This order not only provides a visual feast, but also ensures that the shell grows in the most optimal way for survival. When you enter a forest, pay attention to the arrangement of tree branches and leaves. The leaves grow in a way that maximizes light absorption, following the golden ratio. This order is not just about aesthetics, it's a reflection of nature's survival instincts as well. What about the microscopic world, invisible to the naked eye? Even the spiral structure of DNA carries the traces of this universal ratio. As the fundamental building block of life, DNA shows that the golden ratio reigns even at the smallest scale of nature. Look up at the sky and you'll see the golden ratio in spiral galaxies. The perfect spiral of the Milky Way reflects the universe's adherence to this fundamental mathematics. Every part of nature exists in harmony and unity with this ratio. Now stop and take a breath. Look around you. Can you see the harmony and beauty of the golden ratio in nature? It's not just a scientific fact, it's a gift that nature has given us. This ratio repeats itself throughout all layers of life, reminding us of the vastness of the universe and its delicate craftsmanship. In the next section, we will explore how the golden ratio manifests in the human body. Are you ready to get a closer look at yourself and see this universal order within your own body? Let's continue. The golden ratio reveals itself not only in nature and science, but also in the profound depths of art. Artists throughout history have incorporated this perfect proportion into their works, creating not only visual aesthetics but also emotional depth. This ratio has the power to influence not only the visible aspects of art, but also to touch the viewer's soul. Leonardo da Vinci masterfully employed the golden ratio in his Mona Lisa. This iconic portrait is a masterpiece, where not only the facial features but also the body proportions are arranged according to the golden ratio. Da Vinci used this ratio to bring balance and harmony to every corner of the artwork. The secrets of Mona Lisa are hidden not only in her smile, but also in the body proportions, guided by this ratio. Another example is the famous abstract works of artist Piet Mondrian. Mondrian, through geometric lines and colors, utilized the golden ratio to offer viewers a deep visual experience. This arrangement created a kind of visual harmony in his works, symbolizing the human quest for inner balance. The golden ratio has become a tool not only for the old masters, but also for contemporary artists. In many forms of modern art, whether in sculpture or digital art, we can observe this proportion. Artists use this mathematical ratio to create an aesthetic language, inviting viewers to both think and feel. The golden ratio establishes a mysterious connection between the artwork and the viewer. The eye tends to linger on an image that follows this perfect proportion, finding it more pleasing. This is because, by nature, our brains recognize and are naturally attracted to things created with this proportion, perceiving them as beautiful and harmonious. The golden ratio is not only confined to nature and art, it is one of the fundamental pillars of the universe's functioning. What it teaches us is that everything operates within a system, and this system resonates within our inner world as well. Everything has a meaning and a purpose, and behind this purpose lies a universal proportion. Today, we've only scratched the surface of the many mysteries this ratio holds. But remember, as you dive deeper into the golden ratio, you will discover even more. Understanding the universe's flawless balance, the unique order in nature, and the captivating aesthetics of art is in fact a part of our own inner journey. The golden ratio is not just a mathematical equation, it's a profound harmony and meaning embedded in life itself. Do you feel like these discoveries have stirred something in you and prompted change? Encountering this ratio helps us understand not only the outer world, but also our inner worlds more deeply. Understanding the perfect balance of the universe and integrating this balance into your life can serve as a guide. The golden ratio may be a key to making everything in your life more harmonious and meaningful. And remember, as above, so below. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. New discoveries and deeper explorations await you. See you next time.